advance is greater than our desire to stay stagnant. Is that right? Yes or yes? Yes. Okay. So this is called the law of advancement. I'm going to share with you a principle that maybe you've never heard before. There are all kinds of principles in nature. There's the law of energy conservation. Everything's energy. Energy is neither created nor destroyed. It just changes form. There's the law of entropy. Anything left to itself tends to move more and more towards disorder. There's the law of momentum. An object in motion will continue in motion and it will pick up speed and velocity until it lets its active by outside force. The law of inertia. An object rest will remain at rest until it lets its active on. There's all these laws, right? The law of gravity that goes up must come down. But the law of advancement is in nature. In what?
Nature.
In nature, before anything can go up, it has to go down. That's the law. And unfortunately for us as human beings, we like the feeling of going up, the feeling of going down. Not so much. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be something as simple. You got some ground here, some grass. You got this little seed right there. And that little seed decides one day, it says, I want to be a tree. I don't like being a seed. I want to be a tree. I want to be able to reach my branches and die and feel the sun on my leaves. I want to be a tree. So the seed's coach says, bro, you just think you want to be a tree. Right? But if you're going to be a tree, you can't go up first. What do you got to do?
Come down.
You gotta go down. You gotta go down in the ground. Right now you're just a seed, you're hanging out, you're chilling, you got air and all that stuff, but now you wanna go down in the ground where it's dark and damp and difficult? Are you sure? I wanna be a tree. Okay. Do you, boo? Right? So, I wanna be a tree. Okay. So the seed goes down in the ground. For those of you who've never heard me teach this before. Before it can grow, what does it have to do? Okay, sprout. It has to be buried. What else?
Water.
It has to be nurtured. It has to root itself. Okay. It has to be broken. Watch this. You know what the most important thing that seed has to do? In order to become a tree? It must be willing to cease to be a seed. That's not. But it has to be willing to cease to be a seed. Some of us are holding on to what we've been so tightly that we cannot become all we can be. Some of us are holding on to yesterday so tightly we have no hope of stepping into a brighter tomorrow. And so the seed goes down where it's dark and damp and difficult, it ceases to be a seed, and it starts to sprout, and then eventually one day it grows up and it's this big, beautiful tree on the ground, and might as well make it on the edge of our life. So it's really, really high. Well, guess what? There are these two eagles flying through the sky. Mama eagle, daddy eagle. I'm not going to count any higher than that. I'm pretty sure all of us can use it. All right? What are your two most expensive things you currently pay? What are two most, for some people they're going to say, well, it's college loans. For other people, it's credit card debt. For other people, it's their payroll. For other people, it's their mortgage. For other people, what are the two most expensive things you currently pay? Okay? There's only two, so it shouldn't take forever. Okay? So, my shout out, what you have on? Mortgage. Man, that's a big one. How many y'all mortgage? What? Kids?
Taxes.
Taxes? Oh, wow. Okay, taxes. What else?
Loans.
Okay, I can't really hear y'all, so I'm going to just go ahead and your second biggest expense if you are a citizen of the United States of America is taxes. You pay about 51% in taxes, and some of you are thinking when I say that, no, I don't have a 28% tax bracket, I have a 35% tax bracket. That's exactly what they want you to do. They want you to think the tax bracket means something other than smoking marijuana. There's a tax bracket here. Because they tax you when you earn money. What's that called? Income tax. Some of y'all act like y'all don't know. Where y'all go? They tax you when you earn money. What's that called?
Income tax.
They tax you when you buy something. That's called what?
State tax.
They tax you on what you own after you bought it. That's called
Property tax.
property tax. If you sell it for more than you bought it for, they tax you again. What's that called? Capital gains tax. And when you die, they hit you in the head with death tax and state tax. You got taxed 5 times in the same month. But you think your tax bracket has something to do with it. It's your second biggest expense. It's 51 cents out of every dollar. It's $51 out of every $100. It's $510 out of every 1,000. It's $5,100 out of every 10,000. 51,000 out of every 100,000. $510,000 out of every $1 million you earn. You're paying to the United States government, and they're not even going to go. How y'all did not honestly did not have tax be a billion, whatever. Write down whatever number is relative to where you're headed compared to where you are. So let's say last year you had a pretty good year, you made 128,000, so you put that 120,000, so let's put that under a million. And then let's do some math. Let's subtract 120,000 from the million. That's $880,000. That's how much you paid life last year for not knowing how to make a million. If yours was 10 million and you made a million, it cost you 9 million. The bigger the numbers get, the more uncomfortable it is. Like, how many of you desire to maximize